So the FusionScope story began nearly a decade ago. We asked ourselves, how can we apply our knowledge and experience to product development in making cutting-edge technology intuitive, efficient, easy to use to the world of AFM microscopy?
At some point my phone rang and there was a guy called Stefano Spagna who said, yeah, I'm the CTO of Quantum Design, and are you the guys making this in situ AFM? And I was like, yeah. So I said, yep, if you at any point are close to Vienna, why don't you stop by and visit us and we can talk a little bit more. And he said, yeah, I'm in Switzerland right now, so I will be there tomorrow. I said, wow, that guy is serious.
In 2019, Quantum Design completes the acquisition of GETech, which was a small Austrian company that marketed an AFM attachments for third-party SEMs.
Quantum Design Microscopy is now a new R&D unit outside of San Diego that focuses on the further development of these in situ microscopy techniques.
So in 2012, Mike Simmons started groundbreaking work on the eScope, which was a miniature scanning electron microscope column.
He showed me this small little column. What is that? He said, well, this is a microscope. It's a scanning electron microscope. And he had pretty much built it all himself in his lab. And he said, this is going to be a future product.
He asked us how this column might become a complementary key capability in a highly integrated instrument to facilitate the use of AFMs. John MacArthur from our Japanese office and Ron Sager, co-founder of Quantum Design, really zero in and refine the vision for a combined AFM SEM capability into a single integrated instrument. So in the emergent field of correlative microscopy, simply combining an AFM image with other images taken from other microscopy techniques remained a challenge.
Some experiments are simply not possible because for some samples you really need the high resolution of the SEM to find the nanostructures, for instance, and then you want to go directly to that area and take the AFM image.
Our goal was really to focus on key technologies that would revolutionize this field, offering analysis possibilities that didn't exist before.
We wanted something that was kind of more in the QD brand of approachable, sleek, high performance, yet can get the job done without a lot of fuss.
With the FusionScope, our goal of redefining the AFM experience to increase intuitive usability really has been achieved.
I see this as a working, living lab notebook where you've got this area of interest and the measurements for that, and then you move over here and you got the measurements for that.
It really, in one tool, combines SEM and AFM technology without it being a huge machine. We always like to say that every lab has space for a FusionScope.
I think it's also very much in the quantum design DNA that it just makes imaging and analysis easier.
Over the course of the project, we created and cultivated an international team that worked towards our vision of this instrument.
If we tackle a project, we are in it with a lot of passion. One of the main tasks was for us to talk to experts from the field of microscopy and really hear their opinion and what capabilities they need to meet the challenges they face in their research.
The idea that we had was really to create something completely new for the user, for the customer, so that the customer experience is simply different when you're working with this FusionScope tool compared to the existing technologies that they have been using before. So really give them a seamless way of working with both microscopy techniques at the same time.
I got pulled into the FusionScope project early on and got tasked with making a software interface for it. Software is designed in a way that it should give you good quality output with minimum user input.
I think that first AFM, it was something boring like a test grid, but we were all elated. We're like, look, we have an AFM image.
When we now finally made the launch, it was really exciting to see the reaction of the people when we presented it to the world at the MNE show in Belgium in Leuven.
You really have to introduce it to the people, and when you introduce it to the people, the feedback was simply amazing because they said, wow, that's great, that's so cool. It was simply the first really correlative microscope SEM, AFM coupled into one device. That was simply astonishing.
Several industrial corporations have already sent samples and challenging structures for us to analyze with the FusionScope. These measurements and live video demonstrations have received not only enthusiastic feedback from these potential customers, but at least in a few occasions already led to scientific publications.
One of my favorite moments is always when I introduce the FusionScope to a researcher and scientist, and I'm kind of handing them this bundle of capabilities, and I really see how they start to think or even dream about experiments that they can now perform.
With the FusionScope, quantum design has landed its first moonshot in half a decade. What may appear to a casual observer as quantum design taking a small step in the crowded field of microscopy, we see it as a huge opportunity for growth. We're very excited and have started this new revolution in correlative microscopy where we're taking AFM and SEM capabilities to new levels of applications.